Welcome to the Vision 2030 Jamaica Blog Montage. My name is Chantal Britton, and I will be your tour guide on a journey exploring the work, perspectives, and impact of some key stakeholders in supporting Jamaica's development. Our journey will also take us beyond Jamaica's borders, as we will visit some of our regional and other stakeholders working collaboratively with the government of Jamaica in creating the future we want, to realize our national vision to make Jamaica the place of choice, to live, work, raise families, and do business, and achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. Our stakeholders will share their motivations for working in the development space and their views on the importance of documenting perspectives and lessons learned towards strengthening our collective capacity to develop effective development policies and plans. Let us take a sneak peek at what is in store with a short word from the former Director General of the Planning Institute of Jamaica, Dr. Wesley Hughes.
My name is Wesley Hughes, Chairman and Partner of High Star Consulting Limited. My motivation for working in development stems from my passion and love for Jamaica and the fact that I have been an economist for over 40 years. And being an economist means that you're dealing with policies about the future, and planning is about the future. So it's natural for me to be working in development and being passionate about Jamaica. And that's my motivation for being involved, particularly with Vision 2030, which is all about the future, creating a better life and a better future for the population of Jamaica. Vision 2030 was designed to express the goals and desires of the Jamaican people for a better future, and to see what was possible based on our resources, our capabilities, and trading with other countries around the world. In other words, it was about creating a better future. To do this, we have to use best practices and capabilities that are available to us in Jamaica, but also around the world. We have to learn from our successes and our failures, both in Jamaica, but also the successes and failures in other countries, to make the best life that is possible. One of the important lessons we have learned is the importance of ensuring the alignment of capabilities with our objectives and our goals. To the extent that we are in alignment, we can achieve much. Vision 2030 is a process, not an event. It's going to take time, investment, and energy. We need to ensure that we have in place the incentives, the skills, along with costed sector plans, so to speak, for implementation to take place successfully. It is critical that the vision and the planning process is in alignment with the national budget. If this happens, then it's possible for Vision 2030 to be implemented within a reasonable time frame for us to achieve the benefits and goals and objectives that were set out in the plan and in the vision for a better future.
The Vision 2030 Jamaica Secretariat, which coordinates the implementation of Vision 2030 Jamaica, is housed at the Planning Institute of Jamaica. The Director General of the Planning Institute of Jamaica, Dr. Wayne Henry, will now provide you with an overview of the work of the Institute, Vision 2030 Jamaica, National Development Plan, and Jamaica's efforts to advance the SDGs.
I'm Wayne Henry, Director General of the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ. The PIOJ leads National Sustainable Development Planning. The Institute is also the Chief Policy Advisor to the Government of Jamaica and is an agency of the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. The PIOJ, through its work, has been an important contributor to the social, economic, and environmental development of Jamaica. The work of the PIOJ includes policy development and coordination, national development planning, the generation of evidence, and reporting on development performance. The PIOJ also coordinates and manages external cooperation between Jamaica and its international development partners, IDPs. The PIOJ is a focal point for Vision 2030 Jamaica and the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. The PIOJ is proud to have been afforded the opportunity to coordinate the formulation and implementation of Vision 2030 Jamaica, our country's first long-term national development plan. Vision 2030 Jamaica covers the 21 years from 2009 to 2030. It represents the collective aspirations of Jamaicans to create a future where we all can achieve our fullest potential in a secure, cohesive, and just society, with a prosperous economy and a healthy natural environment. We look forward to strengthening collaboration in advancing our national vision to make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
In 2015, Jamaica, as part of 193 member states of the United Nations, adopted the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and its 17 Sustainable Development Goals. In January 2016, Jamaica commenced the implementation of the SDGs through Vision 2030 Jamaica National Development Plan. This was formalized in 2017 with Cabinet's approval of a roadmap for the implementation of the SDGs in Jamaica, which identified Vision 2030 Jamaica as the framework for advancing the SDGs. Jamaica has presented 2 voluntary national review reports at the High-Level Political Forum on Sustainable Development. In this decade of action for the SDGs, the PIOJ will support accelerated national and global growth that leaves no one behind.
The success of Vision 2030 Jamaica will be determined by everyone. The contributors of the Vision 2030 Jamaica blog are among key stakeholders across various sectors, including the public and private sectors, academia, regional and international development partners, and independent consultants and development experts. Let us hear a few words from JAMPRO and the University of the West Indies.
Hi, I'm Diane Edwards, President of JAMPRO, Jamaica's Export and Investment Promotion Agency. I am passionate about development, and all of us at JAMPRO are. Development for us is about incorporating the Sustainable Development Goals and incorporating Vision 2030 in all our export and investment promotion strategies. We use the lessons that we have learned over the years from developing these strategies and from working with investors and exporters into fashioning the national investment policy of the future. We infuse the Vision 2030 and the Sustainable Development Goals into developing the policies and strategies that will direct our efforts towards the future. This is how we will see the development of Jamaica into a developed country by 2030.
Hi, my name is Lloyd Waller. I'm a professor of digital transformation policy at the University of the West Indies, and I have 20 years of experience in development studies. I first began my journey in the development space in 1995 with 2 courses in the Faculty of Social Sciences here at the University of the West Indies. One was on international organization, which looked at how international organizations such as the United Nations Development Program, the Inter-American Development Bank, how they executed development programs and policies and monitored these programs and policies. And the other was looking at sociology of development, which essentially focused on different theories and different projects and programs on development studies. And I was extremely fascinated by both because both highlighted and drew attention to the importance of development studies tools and programs and projects and agents and actors, and how these all work together towards achieving a particular outcome. I think my next major journey started in 1997 actually, when I started to work with the United Nations Development Program. And I was responsible for various ICT for development programs that were designed to help the development of Jamaica. And that program alone, that working with UNDP in that particular space alone, which was what had encouraged me to go and do a PhD looking at e-tourism methodologies for development. And since I've returned, I have been working on a number of projects and programs here in Jamaica. I think out of all of the different mechanisms and tools of development, I believe lessons learned is perhaps one of the most fundamental in terms of how it can contribute to raising awareness about what can happen, how it can happen, and what tools and techniques are available to achieve that particular goal. And when we talk about lessons learned, we're talking essentially about looking at success stories about development, how development has been achieved elsewhere, either in other places, other spaces, or different timelines, and then transferring that knowledge to a particular space to be able to duplicate it, and taking into consideration things such as culture, politics, geopolitics, the society itself, the particular space that the country has worked in. And it has been one of the most fulfilling moments of my life in terms of working in the development space, because when you actually get an opportunity to change lives, it makes a great difference as it relates to your own personal development, growth, and sense of achievement. And it's important for us always to remember that everything is about development.
Dr. Wayne Henry, Director General, PIOJ, will now share what motivates him to be a key player in national development.
Development speaks to enhancing the quality of lives of persons, improving their standards of living. And so my own motivation for going into development would stem from a desire to help persons, to impact their lives positively. I tell persons that I would stay up late at night doing what I do, knowing that everything done has a positive impact in some way. The PIOJ brings tremendous value in the development space. One of the core strengths of the Institute is what we call integrated development planning, where we would have planning across the three dimensions of sustainability brought together in one space. And so you think of environmental, economic, and social dimensions of sustainable development, and what the professionals at the PIOJ bring, besides their passion and diligence, is just expertise across these various areas. And so that if we're doing a report for cabinet, if we're commenting, if we're doing policy recommendation, if we're doing a publication for the country, it benefits from everyone's expertise brought together in a robust outcome that speaks to sustainable development. I think easily you would see value in documenting lessons learned, because what documentation does is that it affords continuity. It allows what we call that feedback loop, that it shows what we are doing well, what we could do better, what needs to be enhanced. It speaks to being able to increase and enhance the effectiveness of the output so that we can be efficient in the use of our scarce resources. So certainly, documenting lessons learned, very important.
Let us now turn to the JMEA.
Hi, I'm Kamisha Blake, Executive Director of the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association. We are the largest business development organization serving the productive sector in Jamaica. We're here to advocate on behalf of manufacturers and exporters. We provide technical support to our members through research and good services. Now, for me, working in the developmental space is very important. Growing up, I would have heard about many issues that we face in Jamaica. In the 1990s, there was a financial crisis. I keep on hearing about high level of migration, low level of education, health issues, a dollar that is running away. And so when I finished high school and I thought about a career, I wanted to create impact and value for my country. So in choosing a career as a development economist, from day to day, I get the opportunity to look at how I can impact my country. We have a poor chronic growth problem in Jamaica since the 1970s. And so working in this space, I get the opportunity to help businesses to grow their wealth, to impact workers, to have a multiplier effect so that we in Jamaica can create wealth for our country and remain here in Jamaica. Now, the importance of best practices and lessons learned is that while we are a developing country, we don't know everything. So it is very good for us to learn things from other countries and be able to adapt it to our jurisdiction so that we can advance. Now, when I think of manufacturing and exporting, we can look at advanced countries or the emerging economies, for instance, in Asia, where they're very advanced as it relates to research and development. Now, for us in Jamaica, it's very important for us to push certain factors, that help us to grow. Research and development, financing. It's very important that we are able to adapt these things in order to help to grow our economy.
JSIF is known in many communities across Jamaica. Let us hear what they have to say.
Hi, I'm Omar Sweeney, Managing Director of the Jamaica Social Investment Fund. Today, we're pleased to continue to work with our partners and stakeholders in impacting the 4 development goals of Vision 2030. This year, we're proud to have 2 of our major projects recognized as Jamaica 60 Legacy Projects. The Port Royal Street Coastal Revetment Project in downtown Kingston, as well as the Jamaica Fire Brigade Western Regional Headquarters in Montego Bay. Both projects aimed at building Jamaica's resilience against environmental hazards. Our work continues as we strive towards these significant goals of Vision 2030. Support us as we work in the areas of human capital development, environmental protection, citizen safety, and security.
Jamaica has had a long-standing and mutually beneficial relationship with ECLAC. The PIOJ and STATIN are Jamaica's representatives on a community of practice for countries presenting their VNRs, which is led by the ECLAC Regional Sub-Office in Trinidad. Let us hear what our colleagues have to say.
The Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean, ECLAC, is one of the 5 regional commissions of the United Nations, established to promote development. ECLAC carries out this role by informing policy through research and analysis. The regional commission also supports capacity development through technical assistance to member states. I spent a greater part of my career in academia conducting research, and I've always wondered how research findings could be used to advance development. My interest in evidence-based decision-making motivated me to seek for a career in development. There is wisdom in learning from experience, in order to know what works and what doesn't, and to continuously improve through that. However, that's only possible if we document the different perspectives and lessons learned, so that we can use those experiences in our capacity development activities towards advancing national development, including in the implementation of the Sustainable Development Goals.
As we look at the many phases and areas that form part of development, join us on a quick tour of what the divisions of the PIOJ have to offer.
Hi, my name is Shashian Thomas, and I am a member of the External Cooperation Management Division at the Planning Institute of Jamaica. The External Cooperation Management Division is mandated to function as the interlocutor between the Government of Jamaica and the international development partners, with key responsibility to lead in the programming of official development assistance that supports the country's priorities. These resources are received in the form of loans, grants, and technical assistance. The key functions of the division are to ensure that development projects and programs are in alignment with Jamaica's national development goals and medium-term strategic priorities, to facilitate consultations and negotiation processes that include all the relevant stakeholders that are responsible for project programming and implementation, to monitor and evaluate the performance of these projects and programs, ensuring that they are on track to achieve the agreed development outcomes, and to support the work of the Public Investment Appraisal Branch to streamline and reduce the duplication of scarce resources. The division has oversight for about 200 ongoing development projects and programs, which are critical to the country's investment climate and the overall sustainable growth of Jamaica's economy. Over the period 2020 to 2021, the division worked alongside several international development partners to secure US $30.8 million in grant resources to support Jamaica's response to the COVID-19 pandemic. Resources which were critical to the cushioning of Jamaica's socio-economic fabric at the onset of the pandemic. As project management and programming continue to evolve, more emphasis is being placed on results-based monitoring and evaluation, as well as enhancing knowledge transfer and learning that are created in all phases of the project cycle. This means that documenting the lessons learned resulting from these initiatives is critical to developing an institutionalized mechanism to collect data, to observe trends across development projects, to make evidence-based decisions, to better program scarce resources, and also to identify the scalability of priority initiatives. An institutionalized lessons learned framework at the project level will strongly support the monitoring capacity of both the Vision 2030 and SDG secretariats.
Hi, my name is Nyasha Garwe, Director in the Economic Planning and Research Division of the Planning Institute of Jamaica. The division's role is primarily to provide timely and appropriate technical economic policy advice to the government of Jamaica and other stakeholders, both local and international. The division monitors and undertakes research and analysis of macroeconomic, sectoral, as well as trade-related variables, utilizing this body of work as the basis for informing policy formulation as we seek to advance economic development. This is accomplished through the output of 3 units: the Sectoral Economic Planning Unit, which covers all real sectors, such as manufacturing, construction, tourism, and transport, storage, and communication. Then there is the Macroeconomics and Trade Unit that monitors all the macro areas, including the monetary and fiscal accounts, inflation, and international trade. Finally, there's the Modeling and Research Unit, which conducts our GDP forecasting and impact assessments. Combined, the work of the 3 units provide early alert signals with regard to domestic and global macroeconomic developments and their likely impact on the road to making Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
Hello, I am Shelley Ann Edwards, and I'm the Program Director in the Poverty Reduction Coordinating Unit within the PIOJ. This unit is a part of the Social Policy Planning and Research Division. The Social Policy Planning and Research Division, SPPRD, is instrumental in leading and monitoring social policy development nationally. This is undertaken through the formulation, monitoring, evaluation, and coordination of various national and sectoral policies, plans, programs, and projects. The division provides policy and technical advice on social development as reflected in Vision 2030 Jamaica National Development Plan, Agenda 2030 for the Sustainable Development Goals, and other relevant policy frameworks. In carrying out our mandate, we work with a wide range of partners and stakeholders, including government ministries, departments and agencies, non-governmental organizations, and civil society, as well as academia, private sector groups, international development partners, cabinet, and the parliament. The work of the division is carried out through 7 units, guided by the Senior Director's Office, and include the areas of children, youth, labor market, social protection, gender mainstreaming, poverty measurement and program coordination, database management, civil registration, migration, population development, community development, health, and education.
I am Marcia Blake Hall, Senior Director, Corporate Marketing and Communication.
Information sharing and stakeholders' participation are critical to the policy formulation and policy development process of the PIOJ aimed at advancing sustainable development. In this regard, the Corporate Marketing and Communication Division plays a crucial role in engaging the public through the Institute's publication and the sharing of information via various media, including online platforms, press briefings, and public consultations. The use of an integrated approach, along with documenting processes, has been a hallmark of how we develop and improve on our service delivery to support national development. There is no doubt that lessons learned and collaboration will strengthen development policy and planning in advancing national development and the Sustainable Development Goals.
Hi, my name is Carlos Apowit, and I'm the Development Analyst here within the Sustainable Development Goals Secretariat at the Planning Institute of Jamaica. The PIOJ is a national focal point for coordinating the 2030 Agenda and the SDGs. The Secretariat facilitates this mandate by monitoring, reporting, and documenting the progress of the achievements of the 2030 Agenda and the SDGs in Jamaica. We also facilitate this mandate by working with stakeholders across government, private sector, and civil society, ensuring that the SDGs are mainstreamed and no one is left behind. This year, we completed our second voluntary national review. This is the process of reporting on the progress of the 2030 Agenda and the SDGs in Jamaica. This exercise allowed us to canvass stakeholders from across the island to report on the practice areas that contributed to the development of a national outcome document reporting on the progress of the 17 goals. This national outcome document now allows us to use the recommendations outlined to identify plans and actions that can be used in policies, programs, and projects that ensure the SDGs are mainstreamed, and we use a whole society approach to ensure we achieve these ambitious objectives and the 2030 Agenda and the Sustainable Development Goals.
I'm Nadine Brown from the Sustainable Development and Regional Planning Division here at the PIOJ. The Sustainable Development and Regional Planning Division exists to support Jamaica's drive towards a more sustainable future. Our work is closely related to achieving the goals of the Vision 2030 Jamaica National Development Plan and, by extension, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Internally, it means that we are liaising and collaborating with the other divisions within the PIOJ to ensure that sustainable development principles are integrated into the development planning decision-making process. Externally, it means that we are supporting the work and the efforts of ministries, departments, and agencies in implementing their respective policies towards sustainable development. Operationally, it means that we provide technical advice on various sustainable development issues. We assist with the development of projects and programs and the coordination of and the implementation of policies. We also prepare reports and briefs, position papers on sustainable development issues. Our main areas of focus are climate change, disaster risk management, environmental planning and management, science, technology and innovation, urban and regional planning, all of these undergirded and supported by the use of geospatial technology and analyses. Where Vision 2030 Jamaica is concerned, it means that we're always constantly scanning the environment to identify new and emerging issues and ensuring that these issues, as well as SD priority areas, are integrated in the medium-term socio-economic policy framework.
Hi, I'm Omar Sweeney, Chairman of the Professional Engineers Registration Board, PIRB. As a regulatory body, we are committed to playing our part towards Vision 2030 Jamaica. In particular, the health and well-being of Jamaicans living in a healthy, natural environment. At PIRB, we work towards protecting the vulnerability of Jamaica's built environment to ensure public safety and adherence to measures which are in keeping with global industry standards. We encourage all engineering professionals to continue the dialogue with us so that we can establish effective solutions, including innovations, to combat the inevitable challenges faced by industry and to provide quality service delivery to all stakeholders. Engineering is not just about problem solving. It is the action of working smart and artfully in a wide range of industries.
My name is John Kapp. I'm the Executive Director at Community Systems Foundation. We believe we have a role to play in the development process, supporting the design, development, and deployment of IT solutions that allow communities to use and leverage information to make better development decisions. We believe that our work improves efficiency and effectiveness and ultimately leads to better development results. To that end, I firmly believe in the importance of information, the sharing of that information, and the building up of capacity to use information, to use data towards better development decisions. Community Systems Foundation stands firmly with the Planning Institute of Jamaica and the government of Jamaica as a whole as you work towards achieving better development results for your communities at large. Congratulations on the work that you're doing. We stand firm in our partnership in the years to come.
Hi, it has been a pleasure working with the Vision 2030 Jamaica Secretariat on this blog series where pragmatism meets sociological theorizing. As an academic, this is important to me because one, the social problems now being experienced globally highlight the need for inclusive development paradigms that can assist societies to navigate internal and external crises. Two, development that aligns local concerns with those at the national, regional, and international levels is important when confronting social inequalities and uneven development. The Sustainable Development Goals and Vision 2030 Jamaica gives us a framework to do this. Finally, documenting the lessons we are learning is important for us and thinkers and practitioners beyond our lifetime.
Greetings to all Jamaicans at home and abroad and all Jamaica's partners in development. I am Keisha Burnley, Program Director.
And I am Samantha Wilmot, Localization Officer. We are part of the team in the Vision 2030 Jamaica Secretariat at the Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ.
The Vision 2030 Jamaica Secretariat coordinates the implementation of Vision 2030 Jamaica National Development Plan.
The Secretariat is also responsible for integrating the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, in the implementation of Vision 2030 Jamaica. What we implement and achieve for the Vision 2030 Jamaica, we also do for the SDGs. The responsibilities of the Secretariat include the development of each successive 3-year medium-term socio-economic policy framework, MTF, which is the centerpiece of the implementation framework for Vision 2030 Jamaica. The MTF informs stakeholders about the national development priorities and approaches that should direct what they plan and implement and where they allocate resources.
The responsibilities of the Secretariat also include monitoring, evaluation, and reporting on performance, partnership building, stakeholder engagement, communications, and localization, which entails promoting ownership of Vision 2030 Jamaica and mobilizing all stakeholders, including the citizenry, in making Vision 2030 Jamaica a reality. We have learned many lessons to date in the journey to 2030. One of the most crucial is taking time to identify what we have done well, where we have fallen short, and where we can improve. Research and monitoring and evaluation have been important in identifying lessons learned and informing continuous improvement. The importance of engaging leaders, trendsetters, employers, colleagues, friends, and neighbors in the national development process can never be overstated. Everyone has a role to play in implementing Vision 2030 Jamaica. Each of us has ideas, knowledge, and experiences that are useful to creating outcomes that benefit everyone.
As we continue to promote the localization of Vision 2030 Jamaica and work towards making it part of your daily tools for success, we encourage you to join us in the Vision 2030 Jamaica blog as we together create solutions for achieving the future we want.
Jamaica, the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
Be sure to check out the Vision 2030 Jamaica blog by visiting www.vision2030.gov.jm. Click in resources in the top panel and then click blog. Thank you for watching.